Hey guys, hope you're doing well and great. All right, in today's content, actually, I want to share you about, should you start your food business or not in this season, right? So the season is perfect time. So if you really haven't looked into the calendar, right, you here at the end of the year now, so which means that it's a holiday season. So if you're in the food industry and or you are planning to start your business in this year, it's a perfect time because you're in the month of October. So November, December, January, you still have about like 3 months to get into, analyze, see whether you should, get into the business or not. So this is the right time to test your product, to test your business model, to test your concepts, right? So I would say, if you are getting into the business in the food industry, it doesn't matter, it has to be big or small, but especially for the guys who want to test their product, test their business model, like I said, the concept as well, this is a perfect time. So do not delay. But here's one of the things that I also would like to add on to it is looked at my previous video as well, where I mentioned that there are some food category type that you want to focus as well, which is going to be the pizza business, the sushi business, the tea and coffee business. That also include baba, smoothie, and all those things, ice cream as well. So look for something that the inventory is available locally for you. At the same time, you are able to maximize the profit margin as well, right? This is something that you want to look into. So if you thought about that, I want to kind of open some sort of let's say about 25 to 100 plus sitting space. If not, then you are looking for some sort of like in a franchise business, or if you're looking for something which is a buffet restaurant, it is going to be good. But then the problem here, the problem is what's going to be the problem is those things going to take some time for building up the entire thing itself, right? So if you have to come up with a buffet and some sort of like a fried stuff, like the chicken fried and all those things, or if you want to do a fried rice, fried noodles, all those stuff, that's going to take some time because you need to get a permission from the state and all those things, inspections. That's going to take about like sometime 3 months to up to like 6 months. So if you really want to start your food business, I would say the first thing is going to be try something with food trucks, which is going to be really very helpful for you because food truck doesn't take a long time for your inspection. At the same time, there is not much documentations, or sorry, like compared to a brick and mortar locations where the inspections would need some more time to evaluate or qualify you to operate the business. So that's one of the good things that you can start with a food truck. If not, then if you have good contacts, if you have good friends and folks who does this events and all those things, try to get more of catering service. If not necessarily, try to get your little store some sorts of basically that if you try to get into the catering business, or if not, then you want to provide your food or sell your food in events and all those stuff. The permission for all those things is going to be very similar to the food truck. So that's going to be very kind of a cost efficient for you to test and try your product. So that's one of the good things that I would suggest you to do it. So, but also you have to understand that, what is the project that you have. At the end, starting up a business is going to be not that hard also, but then you have to also make sure that you have a sufficient budget for, if you want to really test, you have a sufficient budget for the next 3 to 6 months. So one of the most expensive during this period of time is going to be your marketing costs. That's something that you really have to understand because your business is not that big. So which means that you're not gonna need a lot of people, as long as you have yourself or somebody else to help you out let's say in a model of food truck or events. Events you can hire people, right, very easy, but because there's going to be a lot of people who work in a part-time, probably they may be able to take an off day or so and come and help you out. But if you are looking for like a 3 months to 6 months business plan, then to try out your food, whether the concept is working or not, then you may want to kind of focus on a small business model, which is, as I mentioned, the category would be pizza category, or subs and sandwiches, coffee, and the coffee can always include ice cream, coffee, and bubble tea, smoothie. You can also always integrate all those things because Those are like, kind of a longer shelf life. At the same time, it's easy for you to get inventory locally, and at the same time you can also go with the sushi, ramen noodles. This does not require fires, and also look into some, in a way, look into food models, or say the business model that does not require you to set the hood or some sort of what do you call it, the fire suppression, right? Because if you have to install the fire suppression, it's going to cost you easily like a 25 to 30,000, depending on what size that you need it. Let's say if you have to go for like 5 to 10 foot, that's going to be like about 25 to 35,000 person, and then also you have to go through the fire inspection, and there's going to be simply a delay in it. So the best way to start is to look into the food category which you fit in, which you just mentioned about it, because those things would not require the fire inspection. Probably it might require, but it's just going to be like a 30 minutes to an hour, and look for a space that is not that big, right? Look for something between 400 to 500 square feet. It's something that you have to start, right? If you can find a standalone building, that's awesome. But if you cannot find it, standalone building, then go for something which probably not necessarily be office location, or some sort of what do you call it, the complex area. When I say complex, it's the shopping mall area and all those things. If you don't find, because those places are going to be a little bit expensive, but don't go that far from the city, right? Basically, so people can easily commute it. So look in something that, let's say, if in this particular area within this 2 miles, there are places which is kind of crowded. Don't go that far. Just go for half a mile and look around from that place if there is any location that you can build it up, right? So keep in mind that if you have to get employee, it's going to be hard, because this is a peak time, and people will be looking for employee already by now. So right, because it's a season time, snowbird time, and all those things is going to happen. So if you want to really prepare, get yourself into small category right now, build up, look for a location. There's a lot of locations available right now. If not, that you want to switch into a food truck, and then try to come up with the small things. See, there's a lot of food truck as well. You can come up with the pizzas, right? Subs and sandwiches, coffee, sushi. There's a lot of things that you can do with a little food truck, which means that you do not need more than 2 person. And if you do not have the second person, that's okay. You can do it yourself, right? So that's kind of easier for you to. But keep in mind that this is a real time. It's a good time. It's a season time. People are willing to. People have the reserve and what do you call it, disposable income, right? Because for the holiday seasons, people always reserve some sort of a savings to spend, and so. Think in this way, that people are willing to spend the money right now, rather than what do you have the product to sell to them, right? So if you do not have the right product at this moment, then the next phase, which is going to be after February or March, is going to be kind of a little bit hard for you to try and test it, because probably you may not know like how it's going to be, right? So you may get a lot of employment and all those things, like if people to hire basically, but this is the right time. So if you are into planning to start a business right now, this is perfect time. Get into it. Do not delay more. But if you have questions on how to do it, especially if you're in Florida, it's easier for us to get in touch, or if you want to contact me, I will be able to help you out. Just so you can send me an email to sam@samheir.com. It's very simple. So at the same time, if you have you want to know like how much it is going to cost you, whether you want to qualify the locations that you have seen is perfectly or not, whether you have done your proper homework to make sure that that location is going to be perfectly or not, and at the same time you want to know how much you want to keep aside for your marketing budget, and you want to also qualify that what are the menu that you're going to come up with. You don't need like a 20 to 30 products, basically 20 to 30 items. Just make it like a 5 items to 10 items to the max. That's something that you want to have to keep in mind, because if you try to have a lot of menu, that basically means that you will need a lot of ingredients, and if those ingredients are not rolling out, then it's going to get stale, and at the end you have to discard it, so that means a loss. So right, you have to make sure that there are products that you can reuse it, basically, that has a longer shelf life. For example, produce is like about 2 to 3 days, so you want to make sure that if it's a produce like a lettuce leaf, tomatoes, and all those cucumber, right, those are not like fresh after like 3 days. So you want to make sure that you want to create something in your menu that those can be used within this couple of days, right? So that's something that you want to be careful of it. And so, like I said, it's a right time. It's a good season time, and also this is a perfect time to experiment your food, whether you will be able to kind of continue further or not. So get yourself ready and take advantage of the season, right? That's the only thing that at this moment I'll be able to tell you, because without knowing, what is the perfect time, if you try to start it, then you end up kind of waiting for the rainy day. Here's what's going to happen is that if you, let's say for example, if you would have to start somewhere in June, July, and in the summertime, probably it's not going to happen not much, right? So get yourself ready, and as I mentioned, so feel free to share me your thoughts, what is your opinions and what do you plan to do. I'm not going to charge you anything like that, but just want to make sure that you're taking the right step and to do the right thing at the right time. And if there is anything that you want to source out for something like a marketing or build your platform, or you want me to kind of talk with some of the equipment company, or if you need some sort of financing for the equipment or something like that, you can always contact me. I have a few of my friends. I'll just share those contact information to you for free. I'm not charging you for anything like that, but just want to make sure that you guys are doing the perfect things. There's not going to be perfect things, but at least there's going to be a way to risk and also control the risk and also understand the risk, right? So when you know and have this plan, basically you are kind of steady and ready to go ahead and take some sort of advantage of the situations, which is basically the right moment, right? So if there is something that you find in this content, good to know. And if it's not, then if you have further questions, feel free to share your thoughts, suggestions in the comment sections. And by the way, as I've seen, I've been always sharing with you guys that about the restaurant business and how to scale and market and expand your business in a various ways. So if you're a restaurant owner, or if your friend is a restaurant operator and they've been in a business for like a 3 to 5 years and has a good rating like a 4.5 or above in the Google search, and you have a good turnaround, I'm not looking for like $1 million monthly. No, it's nothing like that. If you're making like at least good stable like a 25 to 30,000 a month and your business is small, right, contact me. We will try to work around that. We can scale. And for that reason, we are going to be actually creating a course, which I'm also looking for people who would like to participate in the course as well. It's not going to be that expensive, because the course will include a lot of other things which is going to be included what you will require. So for example, if you were going to be starting a marketing agency in one way, right, you will need to have your clients' social media platform setups, and then you have to build your websites and all those things. So in your course fees, all those are going to be included. At the same time, the assurance that we're going to give it to you is in case something happened during the business, right, you are not able to get a client, you're not able to recover the ROI on your course, we will be there with you, right? As long as you want to stay with us, we will be there with you, basically. So that means with a course that you will always have the guarantee to recover all your costs and expenses on the course itself, which means that until you do not recover that funds that you have deposited or paid for the course, we will be helping you out. If it requires, we will also give you our clients. That's what I want to tell you. So this is going to be very exciting. The only reason why I want to do all these things, because there's a lot of people who does the course, right? And there's thousands of people who does the course. And I've seen the people have like a 40,000 students who has taken part in the membership or in the course. But how many do we have a successful, basically, how many students does recover their ROI? I would say not even 1%. It's just like a 0.02, 0.05, right? Out of 40,000, I only see not more than like 40 people or like 50 people recovered hardly their investment. So we understand those part, right? So, and also one of the things is that those course creators, I'm not against anyone, right? Those course creators, they've never been in this business, right? And so, if you've never been in the e-commerce business, you shouldn't be teaching somebody how to do e-commerce, right? So that's something which I'm against with it, but I'm not stopping them to, do any course. But in our cases, we've been in the industry for quite some time. We never thought about it, but listening to all those new courses coming in, blah, 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 right? So it's kind of a heartache, It's stressing us out as well. Why should not, somebody create a course that will be helpful for the students? At the same time, the students should be supported all along the way, so that they not only learn how to do things, but they should be able to do the things with fear. Because if I'm creating a course to make sure that you're going to be successful, then I should be with you during the course and after the course as well, right? Because I'm not going to be just taking your money and say, okay, bye-bye, right? No, that's not how it's going to work, right? The way we want to do is we will be with you. We will be helping you out as much as you need the resource from our end. That is the promise, or that is the guarantee that we want to kind of assure to you. That is the reason we have come up with this sorts of course program later on for restaurant industry, very specifically, because many people understand, like, oh, okay, there is a restaurant, there's a food business, we just have to create some sort of a marketing campaign for them to sell and for them to get more customers and all those things, right? And people talks about LTV, right? The customers, lifetime value customers. Hey guys, to get a lifetime value, you got to deliver some sort of excellence product or services to the business, to your clients, to the business owner, right? But if you are not doing that, you are messing up the whole thing for the next people as well, right? For the next best agency as well. So it's not about the competition. It's just about trying to make at least, lay up a good path for other people to follow. If not, then just don't mess it up, right? So basically, I'm not trying to kind of run around here, but just trying to share with you, like, this is something that we understand it, and that's the reason we want to help out as much as we can to the restaurant owner. So if you are a restaurant owner and you want to scale your business to the next level, just ask the questions like how you do about that, right? So I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to charge you for anything like that, So you can just always call me, send me a mail to sam@samheir.com, and probably I would just, send you a reply for a call conference. Maybe we will do a Zoom call, I may be able to go through, consult you 45 minutes to 1 hour on what should be the right way to take to the next level, right? So that's something I would really want to help you out. At the same time, if you want to start as a marketing agency and you want to be very specific in the food industry niche, right, feel free to send me a mail. If not, then just wait for some time, maybe end of this month. We probably will come up with the course, and I'll let you know when the course is going to be released. All right, guys, I hope you learned something from today's content, and also I just want to give you an update that, because of the schedules and all those things, it's going to be a little bit messed up, but for us, so what we want to do is that uploading our contents every Tuesday and Thursday. So usually we used to do Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but now we're going to be just uploading 2 contents. That's going to be Tuesday and a Thursday. So if you'd like to kind of get updated with everything that we do, please do subscribe to the channel and share with your friends and folks who would be interested in the food industry. All right, guys, until the next content, you guys have a good day and cheers.